As part of our Young Rainmakers series, right here from the Clinton Global Initiative 2011, we're very fortunate to have Kazem Hemeida. Kazem, welcome.
Thank you very much.
Dreamers of Tomorrow Foundation, what is that?
Dreamers of Tomorrow was an association was created by young people who believed in the power of young Egyptians who want to change their future by their hands, but need some sort of organizational framework they can work through. So they started the organization with the aim to enhance the skills of Egyptians so that they can have better chances, life chances later on. My role have been in Dreamers of Tomorrow is to make designs of new projects, innovative projects that involves different segment of youth, especially the youth that are marginalized from remote areas all over Egypt, to engage in conversations with other peers and also get connected to some people who are professional who can give them some sort of mentorship so that they can have a successful future through one or more of three channels, whether they can have access to opportunities for personal development and scholarships, or to be able to find a decent job that can enhance their lives and later on the lives of their families and the people that surrounds them, or they can actually start their own projects or own business and generate more jobs and help the surrounding environment.
Well, this certainly fits then with one of the main topics here at the Clinton Global Initiative 2011, which is jobs. And you've talked about opportunities for education, opportunities for jobs, and opportunities for entrepreneurship. What are the challenges to making that happen in Egypt for young people?
That's a very excellent question. I was just talking about this with some peers and some experts here, and there's a lot of challenges if we talk about it. On top of the list, I can mention the cultural challenge that is instilled in the mindset of a lot of Egyptian youth, that they want to have access to jobs that secure their life. So they may prefer to have jobs in the government, for example, despite the fact that they're not self-fulfilling in terms of skills development. And also it's not helpful in any ways to have a job in government. And some others believe that they want to have a job in a multinational company or a company that gives a lot of money. So they have a plan to get a lot of money in such a short period of time. So here comes the gap between the personal decision that comes from the young people to take risk and actually the opportunities that are available for them. And here what we do, we just try to give them inspiration through connecting them with some successful characters that have embarked on journeys of entrepreneurship and have succeeded before. And this is one of the things that we provide. And also we provide training, hands-on training on, for example, how they can write a business plan. What are the main basic business skills that they can learn and apply, not just learn and memorize and not find linkage between what they learned and what's going on in the actual world. So what they actually do is we give them practical training, and then later on we help them connect with donors. And here comes another challenge with entrepreneurship, which is the access of funds.
Access to capital, yes.
Access to capital, exactly.
You know, I've met a lot of successful people, and they seem to have one thing in common, and that one thing in common is that the ability to look at a circumstance or a problem and to find and work for a solution, but also to have a bigger vision. And I think you're one of those, because you're here also as part of the USAID Peace Scholars, right?
Yes, Peace Scholarships program.
Yeah, tell me about the USAID Peace Scholarship program.
Well, thank you for asking me about that, because I've been always advocating for this program to sustain and to continue. Basically, the idea of the program was to help young students, university students in the Middle East, to have some sort of a common platform where they can learn something and really can actually have educational development opportunities and also intercultural competency development. So basically the program was to study in the United States for 2 semesters and also engage in community service all over the time period that stayed in the US, and also some other components such as the networking and community service projects that are developed later on after we finish the program.
So as a result of the USAID Peace Scholarship Program, I'm going to ask it 2 ways. 1, what did you learn? And 2, what did they learn from you?
Yeah. I have always had this dream to travel and stay for such a long period of time. I wouldn't call 1 year a long period of time, but it was sufficient enough to get involved in local communities and just try to interact with people on the human level, not just on academic settings or just in professional environment. So I learned a lot about diversity, and I learned a lot about I actually learned that we have so much common ground, and we always tend to neglect that because we don't have many chances to meet and to talk about just normal things. Whenever we meet for some purpose, and most of the time we meet for conflicts. So I was lucky to be there, and I studied. So I learned a lot about different educational system, which I really appreciated, and identified a lot of positive points, and that is also enhanced my understanding and my vision for having a better educational system in Egypt.
Yeah, so what did they learn from you, though? The people who you met?
Okay. They learned about my culture, my country. I have had instances that some people didn't know certain aspects of my country. For example, some people ask it, so you're Egyptian, so you must be speaking Egyptian. So that was, yeah, a little bit surprising at the beginning, but later on I understood, I identified the lack of access to information, just access to knowledge, access to information about the world, not just about politics all the time, not just about the media production. So they learned also that, for example, Muslims are not terrorists, and I had a very touching experience in one of the classrooms. It was in sociology, and we were talking about the role of socialization and interaction, and just by interacting we create definitions for groups of people. And by just showing a picture of an Arab person or a Muslim person, some people responded as what they comes to their mind is just Arabs are terrorists or Muslims are terrorists. So which is completely wrong and needs to be addressed and needs to be worked on, not only from the Muslim side, not only from the Western side, but it should be a collaborative work.
So the USAID Peace Scholarship Program had a chance for both you as an Egyptian and Americans who came in contact with you to learn from each other.
Yes.
And in fact, you actually were even here at CGI today. We're on a panel about of Middle East youth about the future of the Middle East, right?
That's correct.
What is the future of the Middle East? And of course, we have all of, about 2 minutes to be able to get this done.
Well, let me be honest with you and tell you this is the most difficult question that you can ask. Because it's always hard. It's very uncertain right now. I can't tell you what's going to happen tomorrow. The pace of events is very, very fast, and the degree of uncertainty is there. But what I can tell you is the future is better. The future will bring more prosperity, not only for Egypt, not only for the Middle East, but for the world. Let's talk about the main drives of the demonstrations, of the revolutions of the Arab Spring. the main drives was where justice, where liberty and freedom, and also where dignity. So if we take those three things and just apply them, we will find them then very, very universal. So what we want to do is we want to get all the countries, all states, all every human being on this planet to support this, and to not try to interfere or try to manipulate the process, because it's natural and it will lead to a result that is accepted by humanity. So I'm very optimistic about the future, and what I see as someone who has been working and still working with young people, that young people are regaining and reclaiming very promising leadership position in all walks of life. And I'm very also enthusiastic about the idea that young people can take leadership roles also in the local governments, so that they can have some grassroots impact. And I'm very looking forward to see a prosperous, youth-led Egyptian future.
Well, maybe more of us will get to meet you, and we'll make that happen. Kazem, thank you very much for being with us.
Thank you very much.